Now it works. Holy shit. I thought I was going to keep playing. My bad. What's up, good people? Live from the Good News radio station out in Manchester, Westchester. That's just my new bit now. Manchester, Westchester. Whatever you want to call it.
Just don't call us court gestures.
It's the dynamic duo. Yes, you're lucky, universe. You got a real podcast here. Touchdowns and tangents. Your Thursday night spot for NFL takes, topical tangents for the culture. I'm PD Camarillo, and he is
Kenneth Frank Janesberry, a.k.a. Mr. Sadman, Mr. Fatman, Mr. I don't know. I just saw Spider-Man. I'm pretty fucked up.
Yeah, man, and I'm glad you're finally ready to give Andrew Garfield Spider-Man his flowers.
I always had love for Andrew Garfield, and I got
I'm pretty sure you slandered him and said he was the worst Spider-Man.
Nah, well, he's only the worst Spider-Man if I'm only picking two people. Obviously, if somebody's the best, then somebody has to be the worst. And if I'm only picking two people by proxy of the person who's the best, the person who isn't the best would have to be the worst. I'd have said two people. It's literally mathematical fact and logic and reasoning all wrapped into one shit turd of a sandwich.
But yeah, so if you didn't see Spider-Man yet, I think it was definitely worth the price of admission.
Get a therapist first. Just line up a therapist, line up a couple sessions. You're going to need it this week. It's like I already, the holidays is bad for me in general because I've had like way too many people in my family die around this time. But like Spider-Man.
Not to make light of
what the fuck.
Not to make light of that, but I think it is good to like
make light of it. To
think about something, to bitch about something less serious than your own life, I guess you could say.
That is true. And it's not bitching, it's more venting.
Both. Whatever. Bitching, venting, praising, complimenting.
It's venting.
Splitting hairs.
For venting.
However you see it, it's better to think about something that you had no control over than
like Derek Carr's play at quarterback.
Your crazy life. But yeah, ultimately, I enjoyed it. Definitely, I think it was fun. There was definitely some plot holes. Whole shit probably could have been avoided, but nonetheless, it was a 3 hours of entertainment well worth the 30% off matinee price.
Yeah.
Ching.
Cha-ching. And it's I don't know, man, like I'm not gonna no spoilers because we're just not gonna be dicks like that. Because I pretty much I purposely just sought out all the spoilers ahead of time, and then I tried to piece and predict when it was coming.
Yeah, we
already went half right.
We already went over this with you. Stop doing that with fucking movies. Stop reading about fucking movies you ain't seen, bro.
No, but I saw this movie.
I know.
Movies I see, I purposely see the spoilers first because I try to get the brain of the director and be like, okay, where's this big twist?
So if I didn't hit you up today, you would have been talking about this movie like you seen it.
Nah.
Yeah.
Nah.
Yeah. You would have.
I would have just said, hey, I know that happened, and yes, I saw the trailer that's now out. I could say it. The Doctor Strange trailer is out. It's out now. It's been out. Marvel put it out. That's not a spoiler. But yeah. What's spoiled tonight for me though is that I had fucking AJ Brown finally got off COVID and had one good game all year. And I have him on my fucking bench in the middle of the playoffs.
Well, I got eliminated.
32.5 points. I got eliminated in one league. I'm still mad about the one where I had Joe Mixon, fucking Alvin Kamara, like an all-star lineup, and just none of it was like a fucking
just random league where nobody went off.
Nobody went off. who was supposed to go off. It was literally like they all just got snapped out of existence. It was literally like the end game, but for fantasy football.
The Chargers gave up 30 points to Travis Kelce, and at that
40?
point, yeah, some depending on your scoring. I think it was 36 in my league, but
30 between 35 and 44.
It's really hard to come back from that, especially at the tight end position. But I
then
honestly,
Mark Andrews went off.
To make the situation worse,
Tyler Huntley.
I had Lamar Jackson, and see what had happened was I checked at 10 a.m. All week they're like, yeah, he's most likely going to play, most likely going to play, most likely going to play. I checked at fucking 10 a.m. I was like, oh, yeah, still no update, but he's probably going to play. I was like, okay, cool. Let me go buy a fucking fridge because my fridge went out. Let me go fix my fucking brakes because my brake lights went on. All right, cool. Going. All that shit's done. I get a text from my friend who's like, are you a joke? You didn't start a quarterback in the first round of the playoffs? Lamar Jackson didn't fucking play. And I was like, holy shit, Lamar Jackson didn't play. That's my season. I had Jimmy G on the bench. He didn't do shit last week, so it really wouldn't have made a difference. I ultimately lost by 15 points. I think Jimmy G put up like 13. So, still would have lost, but yeah, it just kind of sucks to lose that way, but whatever. I mean, that dude only beat me twice, both times without Lamar Jackson, because he got me on Lamar's bye, but whatever. Fuck it. It's over. Move on to the next season.
I'm in the TDT league. I upset the person I was going against in the first round and probably could have stole this game, but since I didn't have A.J. Brown in the fucking game and I have like 4 running backs in my starting lineup, Ronald Jones is in my starting lineup, so he has to go off. I also have Antonio Brown. Hopefully he goes off. But yeah, I wish I would have put Antonio I wish I would have put A.J. Brown in my starting lineup over Jamison Crowder.
All right, so moving to this.
Disgusting. And the Titans beat the Niners, which means the Niners are in trouble to get a higher seed in the playoffs. They're pretty much locked in at, I think, the 6 or the 5 seed. Might be
yeah, and
the
the Raiders, that didn't help their wild card dreams.
Because the Titans pretty much lock up the AFC South now. So they're definitely...
The Raiders have to beat the Colts.
They have to win out.
Yep.
They don't.
Which is what we've been saying for the past 4 years. Literally the past 4 years. Seeing this song and dance, yet we still fucking play it every week. Oh, well. Other shit from this universe that happened this week. Did you see that Devontae Adams shit?
Yeah.
Where he literally pulled out the phone and was like,
this is why I'm the best at what I do. So all of you need to just shut the fuck up.
That was pretty G, honestly.
Footwork is...
Everyone thought he was like just looking at his phone, not paying attention. He's like, nah, actually, I'm a lot smarter than you guys and better at my craft than you.
Yeah.
That was a mad flex.
That was the greatest flex. So him and Aaron Rodgers rubbed off. It's like, if you know you're the best. He's like, look, he said, think about it. Really think, like, when he came out of college, second team All-American, tested great at the combine, 4'5", 240, 40-inch vertical, boom, checked all the boxes.
Second round pick.
And what did he do? He developed in that Packer system behind Greg Jennings, Donald. I think Donald Driver had left.
Yeah, he was gone.
But Greg Jennings, Jordy Nelson, who was the other slot receiver?
Randall Cobb was probably there at the time.
Randall Cobb, a fourth guy, and then Devontae.
So what I think is crazy is like...
And he's only getting better. We haven't even seen his final form yet.
What I think is crazy, and someone pointed out on Twitter, I think it was Chris Williamson, and he was just like, Aaron Rodgers is literally a victim of cancel culture. Like, he's literally borderline the MVP. They're at the top of the league. You're not seeing this man on commercials. They're barely talking about him on ESPN or the Packers in general. And it's like, wonder why. Because just a few years ago, this man was your golden child. And now it's like
30 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. He has like so few career. I think he only has like 95 career interceptions, and he's about to pass Brett Favre for most touchdowns in Packer history. Wow. Which is like 400. Like, wow. 420 something touchdowns.
Brett Favre ain't gonna be a folk hero much longer.
He's about to smooth past that. No, actually, I think 300 because he played for the Jets and the Vikings. So, like, it just makes no sense how you can sit up here and have a guy this insanely. He just, like, the only person, like, Brady got exposed. Aaron Rodgers don't get exposed. Even if Aaron Rodgers has no talent, he himself keeps you in the game. Tom Brady is 0-4 against the New Orleans Saints since he joined the Buccaneers. He's 0-4 against the New Orleans Saints. Sean Payton owns him.
I think Skip Bayless said he's 1-4 in title games, though.
I mean, are we really going to blame all those NFC Championship losses on him? Because, like, 3 of them weren't his fault. Definitely last year wasn't his fault, the way he played. You almost can't really put those on him. Maybe one you can put on him, but Mike McCarthy is clearly a stooge because look at what the Packers coach Matt LaFleur has done with Aaron Rodgers in the past 2-3 years.
Amari Cooper's ready to get out of Dallas
because they're just not getting him the ball anymore.
Just not as explosive as they should be.
He's still explosive.
That team isn't though. They're
not efficient. They're not catching the ball.
It's both. They don't
Alex
have...
Schultz is getting passes, but what's his face? CD Lamb dropped a bunch of passes.
Oh, they don't have like that rhythm. They're just not rolling like they should be. Like they could really be a greatest show on turf, like level offense, with all the talent that they have.
It's true.
But they're not, and we keep waiting for them, and it's like, well, is it Dak? Is it Zeke? Is it McCarthy? Is it Cooper? Is it CD Lamb? It's like collectively all y'all, like, do you want to win? Like, is Jerry Jones like that owner that you like, but like you don't want to win because you don't want his ego to get bigger? Like, is that what's going on? Because I don't get it.
Here's my thing. They're the Cowboys. They're known to choke.
Definitely.
And they're choking. The offense is choking and cracking up while the defense is getting tighter.
Finally getting to where they wanted it to be the last 5 years, 7 years.
That's dangerous. Micah Parsons is...
He's that man.
Making us totally forget about Jalen Smith ever playing for the Cowboys.
Well, not just that, but he's a
pass rusher.
He's a rookie, and he's not just in the rookie defensive player of the year conversation, but defense.
Yeah.
And like really even sacks. MVP, honestly.
Because he has 14 sacks.
He's there. I mean, between him and Diggs, one of them got to be the MVP of that team.
I would arguably say Diggs because who else has 10 interceptions going on 11? And he goes up against the team's best receivers, even if he gets beat.
And his son is mad cute. Cute little family.
Weird flex, but okay.
No, I'm just saying. Like
I know, it was just like a weird time to say he has a cute family. I would have started with that. Like, come on.
All right, man. I'm just trying to shout out strong black fatherhood. You over here making jokes of it. Not everything's a joke, Kenny.
Isn't it, though?
I guess so, man. I guess so.
I mean...
All right, well, my phone is dead, so you got to segue through shit, because I ain't got no transitions. I
was waiting for you to talk about the Pro Bowl. I was just like...
I don't have it in front of me, but yeah, the Pro Bowl dropped this week. Immediately, snubs that I thought of.
Oh, actually, you know what? Let's before we get to that.
This is why you can't segue shit. Who segues something and then says, "No, actually, psych." Take backs.
Because I think the Pro Bowl.
No take backs.
I think the same way the schedule got fucked up, and there was like 5 games in 4 days this week.
We really didn't need another game.
We really didn't need another game this week.
In general, we didn't need a.
We really didn't need Pro Bowl voting to come out this week. They could have waited a week. They could have waited until the shitstorm flew over, and we forgot that
everybody got COVID.
40% of the Cleveland Browns got COVID.
The Jets coach got COVID.
That is what you call a pump fake segue.
Another coach got COVID. There's 3 coaches.
Robert Saleh, Nick Sirianni, the Eagles head coach. The Jets head coach is Robert Saleh. I don't know who else got COVID.
Well, the Browns coach had it on Tuesday, which a Tuesday game at 2 p.m.
Oh, yeah, he did.
And the Raiders somehow...
Kevin Stefanski.
Somehow almost lost to a third-string
team that definitely would have played in the XFL. That would have won the XFL title.
I mean, they still have Flash Garrett, so...
Well.
But, yeah, the Raiders are trash. I was just waiting for them to, really take hold of that game, and it's they have no identity other than
bring the bad
mediocre car.
7-10.
Mediocre car.
He has 19 touchdowns and 21.
Mediocre Jacobs. But also, it's not all Jacobs' fault because they stopped giving him the ball, too, man.
19 touchdowns, 21 turnovers.
Good Lord.
He has 19 touchdowns and 11 picks. But when we talk about fumbles and everything else, boy.
He just tries to do too much.
It's not even doing too much. It's just, you can never.
That was a physical game, man. That was a game.
That was a shitty, sloppy game.
That was a game that was shitty and sloppy, and the Raiders are lucky that
shitty and sloppy.
It didn't go to overtime because I guarantee you if it would have went to overtime,
Nick Chubb would have worked.
Nick Chubb would have busted a 40-yard touchdown to win it.
And he was passed over by the
because he was getting close. He was getting close. I felt it coming, and the Raiders lucked out. But I think that's the effect that they want from Josh Jacobs, and that's part of the reason why they signed Kenyon Drake, who's been out. But they just needed a closer, and it ended up being Derek Carr, but he almost literally threw the game away when he threw a pick with 2 and some change left. I digress.
I just see, here's what really pisses me off. Because everybody talks about Carr. He's like, oh, he's had this thing thrown at him. He's had all this adversity over the past 8 years. And it's like, bro, you've had 8 years. They chose you over Khalil Mack. At a certain point, you have to elevate your level of play. And when has he ever elevated his level of play consistently multiple years in a row like Aaron Rodgers has? He's not the guy.
Not even just that.
You can't even win with him. He has a losing career record. You can't even win with Derek Carr. So don't say, oh, he's what's keeping them afloat. And
I don't even know if that's a good thing right now with the way the future prospects are looking.
I'd rather they had a loss last week and secured a top 10 spot, a top 10 pick. They honestly should just go 7-10.
I mean, between losing Ruggs and Jacobs this past year, they really set themselves back 3 to 5 years. And when you align that with
6 years,
when you align that with where Derek Carr is in his career,
year 8,
the window was already closed 3 years ago. I wrote that the window was closed and it was time, just because of the contract, the age, where he's at. It's like Derek Carr is that dude who averages 20 on a losing basketball team. Like, for sure, like you're no slouch, like no disrespect, but also like you're just not a winner. You're not the number one guy. Like, you're a solid number 2, number 3, 6 man, great. But as our lead horse, our anchor, we've already seen that. So expecting anything else is really just setting yourself up for disappointment. And if you expect disappointment, you won't be disappointed.
God damn it. Why would you do that? It's too soon, bro.
Because with great power comes great responsibility.
With great podcasting comes great responsibility.
That's the title. All right, what's next that we got to talk about?
The good old-fashioned Pro Bowl, man.
Let's talk about it.
So I'm going to give you
Roquan Smith should have been in the Pro Bowl, first of all. Over 100 tackles for, the fourth year. He had 3 sacks. I think he had a pick 6, like 5 pass deflections. Who else? Yannick.
9 sacks.
9 sacks, and he doesn't get in the Pro Bowl.
Max Crosby's 5.5 or 6.5, depending on how many he has adjacent to 49ers edge rusher Arden Key. Now.
Other snubs?
Oh, there's actually way more. Let me actually hit the link. This is going to kind of piss you off. Now, you would think somebody who is like top 5 in touchdowns should make the Pro Bowl, right? Mm-hmm. Like if I'm top 5 in rushing touchdowns, I should make the Pro Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
Receiving, I should make the Pro Bowl.
Mm-hmm. Touchdown
passes, I should make the Pro Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
But Matthew Stafford, with 35 touchdowns and 10 interceptions and 67% completions, he's only 1 touchdown behind Tom Brady, who has 36. He is a Pro Bowl snub. The LA Rams quarterback, who has 35 touchdowns, Cooper Kupp is he's on pace to break Calvin Johnson's single receiving record. And boy, how much would MAGA NFL fans love it if a white receiver broke Calvin Johnson's single season receiving record? That's why I can't root for Cooper Kupp to break it. Like, nah, you got to be second. I can't have you out here owning that record when Calvin Johnson didn't get force-fed the ball that way. He had, I think, over 100 receptions that year. But, like, what's happening with Cooper Kupp is just insane. Like, people have to respect him as the number 1 receiver now.
People meaning us.
I'll give him that.
But this has definitely not been a pro Cooper Kupp podcast. Respectfully.
I feel like it has.
No, you've shitted all over Cooper Kupp, as have I.
Yes. I'll take that one. I think I probably have. Straight up. I'm not even going to pretend like I haven't. But, so nobody from the Detroit Lions or the Houston Texans made the Pro Bowl.
Good. Wait, didn't the Texans have a linebacker, though, that had some good stats? Who's been playing well?
Jonathan Greenland, who I think went to Louisville, but he transferred from Louisville to Florida, and then was at the Senior Bowl, and I think he has like 9.5 sacks this year. But, he's on a losing team. Now, I just want to point out something for the Seattle Seahawks. Terrible defense, terrible team, right? First losing season in Russell Wilson's career. Quandre Diggs has like 5 picks. Bobby Wagner leads the league in total tackles. But his teammate and former first-round pick, Jordan Brooks, is 3rd in the league in total tackles with 148. You know how trash your defense has to be when your middle linebacker has 158 tackles, and then your starting outside linebacker has 148 tackles?
That is a lot.
That's not including Jamal Adams and Quandre Diggs. And then the dude who's 2nd in the league plays for the Falcons, whose name I can't pronounce, and I'm not even going to try to. But, every time I look at Justin Jefferson's stats, and I just think, wow, the Raiders are so stupid. They passed on Justin Jefferson to take a backup running back at Alabama. Because that's what Josh Jacobs was. He was a backup running back in Alabama who didn't have a lot of wear and tear on his tires. And now look at him. And Justin Jefferson is out here second in the league in receiving yardage with 1,300. Oh, yeah. And the best part about the whole Pro Bowl thing is...
The white privilege, Harrison Smith getting in. On the 29th ranked pass defense.
No, 4
allowing 100 QBR.
I mean, to be fair, he's really the only thing keeping that defense together.
It's not saying a lot.
There's not, yeah, it really isn't. But he's better than John Lynch. Harrison Smith is a better safety than John Lynch was. There, I said it. So the Atlanta Falcons, right?
I mean, should Carr have got in over Joe Burrow? Just saying.
Hell no.
Oh, man.
Look up his touchdown passes, then you'll redact that statement.
26-14. And Carr has like 300 more passing yards.
He's second in the league in passing yards.
Yep.
But he has a bunch of garbage passing yards and only 19 touchdowns, so 11 interceptions.
Fair.
Whereas, if you look at Joe Burrow, he got 26, and he's been slanging it. He said, fuck it. I got 3 receivers and a tight end. Joe Mixon said, I would rather go to a Super Bowl. I pretty much don't give a damn about the Pro Bowl.
Nobody does anymore. But even though it still counts for bonuses and stuff.
But you know who got really snubbed? And I told you this dude was a beast. When he signed with his new team, when I think the Raiders should have went after him in free agency, but they didn't. Hassan Riddick. Brian Burns, defensive end Brian Burns for the Carolina Panthers, made the Pro Bowl, but his teammate, Hassan Riddick, and sackmate, actually has more sacks than him. I think Hassan Riddick has like 11.5 sacks, and Brian Burns has like 9 or 9.5. Actually, no, Hassan Riddick might have 13. I got to go back and double check. But
they said A.J. Terrell got snubbed.
Yeah, he, like, the past couple weeks, he's only given up like 3 catches or some insanely low number. He has
Patrick Surtain has 4 picks and a pick 6. They said he got snubbed
as a rookie. By the way, 4 rookies made the Pro Bowl.
Justin Simmons got snubbed.
Micah Parsons is 1. Guess who the second was?
Who?
Fucking Kyler Pitts. 800 and I think 70 receiving yards. 1 touchdown.
Cordell definitely got snubbed.
Of course. Austin Eckler might be the biggest snub.
Yeah, he has
10 touchdowns. He has like 17 total touchdowns this year.
And he has 1,400 total yards.
And he didn't make the Pro Bowl. That's why I asked you that question to start off. If you lead the league in touchdown passes, you should just automatically, in your top 5, you should automatically make the Pro Bowl. Rushing touchdowns, you should automatically make the Pro Bowl. Receiving touchdowns.
I'd rather not make the Pro Bowl than be a Pro Bowl alternate. That's all I'm saying. I'd rather just have the week off, if I'm being real.
I'd rather be an All-Pro, but then just end up being a Pro Bowl alternate. And shout out to Robert Quinn, who has 16 sacks for the Chicago Bears. The quietest 16-sack season I've ever seen in my life.
That's what happens when you play for the Bears.
Like, bro, Khalil Mack has never had 16 sacks. He had 15. He came close. But, like, I literally have not heard any, like, positive uproar saying Robert Quinn should be considered Defensive Player of the Year. He has 16 sacks on a Bears defense. That's the only thing keeping them in the playoff hunt. I think now they're eliminated. But that shit is crazy, man.
Yeah, it is. I know Robert Quinn is
timeless.
He's been one of the most underrated players in the league for a minute. You know, he had those injuries with the Rams, kind of derailed his career a little bit, but he's found a way to mature his game.
Well, I mean, you got any other Pro Bowls? I just don't think Max Crosby should have made football. Yeah, I don't really think he should have made the Pro Bowl. That's just me. But yeah, so oh boy. So former USC QB Kedon Slovis is transferring to the University of Pitt. Kenny Pickett, who just had like the greatest single season since Dan Marino in Pitt passing history. I think Kenny Pickett actually surpassed him too for his total career touchdowns. But yeah, he went 11-2, got them to a New Year's Bowl bid, a New Year's Bowl game, New Year's Eve at least. 47 touchdowns, 12 picks. Going to the Senior Bowl and potentially be a first-round pick. He's Kedon Slovis, who himself was considered a first-round pick this year, preseason. He's going to Pitt. Rutgers is going to replace Texas A&M in the Gator Bowl because Texas A&M had to bow out of the game because they have like an insane. You having a seizure, bro? Are you okay?
Just got chills, man. Continue.
You over here twitching and shit? I'm like, fam, you about to phase out? Am I gonna forget? Am I gonna forget Pete Camarillo exists in this universe too? All right. Anyway,
Egypt.
Could you stop? This is worse. This is worse. This is worse than people with the good news pretending they want beef when they really don't.
Egypt.
You can stop now. And it's first off, it's like this. You let the lower arm hang. But
I can't even see your hand, Darkness.
I know. It's like this.
I really didn't see you in the movie theater, dog. I wasn't roasting you. Like, I deadass did not see you at all, bro. And then they were like, "Oh yeah, Kenny's right there." I was like, "Oh shit, he is right there."
So what you're saying is, I'm actually a better spy than Drax. I could blend right in, and you would never see me.
We already went over this, bro. We know where your allegiance is going when Thanos finally comes in this multiverse.
What if I'm Thanos and I just haven't unlocked it yet?
You're not that purple.
That's true. I'm not purple black. That's a different level of darkness. But yeah, so too many transfers. This is just kind of ridiculous that cats are transferring before the bowl game. It's like, bro, you could have just left. But hey, everybody's moving and shaking out the transfer portal. But yeah, Texas A&M had a bunch of COVID outbreaks, so they're not going to be playing Wake Forest, who I think is ranked 19th. So it's the Gator Bowl, Wake Forest versus Rutgers. Rutgers had the highest, pretty much had like the highest as test scores per schools that were 5 and 7. APR, whatever that shit's called, I forget. So yeah, Rutgers. They were competitive in some games this year. It'd be shot if Rutgers actually upset Wake Forest. That would probably be the shock of the season. There's nobody expects Rutgers to win this game, and Wake Forest is like an 11-win team.
So they turned in all their shit. Was ready to graduate and get ready for next
5 and
season.
7.
And
Graciano said, "Get your ass back here."
Yep.
And they're like, "For Piscataway." Honestly, though, so I hope Rutgers wins. That'd be really great because they've been ass for a while. They had those ass uniforms. They had the fucking matte red with the silver shine.
That shit was kind of cool.
It was cool, but they were shitty in those uniforms, so they didn't really deserve it. But, yeah, so Jahmyr Gibbs, all ACC running back at Georgia Tech, he transferred to Alabama. Why do people keep transferring to Alabama, bro?
Stop.
They have too many. Like, you can literally go be a 4-star at UNLV and get all the carries you want, unless you're trash. And if you're a 4-star and you can't start,
people don't want to get exposed.
It's like, fam, if you're that good and you can compete and be a backup at Alabama, you can be a starter at New Mexico State and really get yourself noticed.
And probably go into the record books there. Be like a little regional starter.
Easily. And
But instead, you're going to go to Alabama.
And no one will know your name.
All you're going to do is walk away with a blank number, no name on the back jersey that you're going to hang up on your
and
wall.
a bunch of rings
and
that
end
you
up work at a fucking car dealership showing off your rings. Yeah, I was the third string gunner on the championship team.
Unless they were like only there for the academics and they're just a grad transfer. But even then, most of y'all not grad transfers. You're transferring because you want to make it to the NFL, but you're tired of losing at the school you're at. But you chose them. NFL teams go to every school. Hell, I thought Cordell Patterson was a bust. And then he proved that he wasn't. He kept scoring special teams touchdowns. And then he said, I'm going to play running back. And I won't get 1,000 yards, even though I probably could have. But I will get 10 rushing touchdowns in the season. I will get like 5 receiving touchdowns. Austin Eckler. You don't even know what school I came from.
The Bears could have used Patterson this year again.
Man, I just don't like how it all played out. I'm tired of seeing people transfer to Alabama. It's like, why, bro? But speaking of brothers, former USC linebacker, Unique McClain, him and his brother, they had already left USC, but they pretty much got busted by the feds for PPP fraud. They're facing, like, I think 23 counts or something. It's 30 counts. It's an insane, like, apparently they had a bunch of different addresses, and they helped other athletes in on the PPP scam. And I just think it's bullshit that they're going to bust these college kids when they were trying to get money in a pandemic in college during the worst time of their lives, probably. But you're going to make an example out of them. But, you know, the Lakers got a PPP loan. Pretty sure the Rams got a PPP loan. There's a bunch of billionaires.
Yeah, but those are legit businesses. That was the purpose of
college
the PPP
football is a
loan.
business. These athletes are a business.
Yeah, but
They
what
were
were they
getting money
actually?
anyway.
What were they using that money for?
Well, I think it was EDD and PPP, but mostly EDD.
Yeah, that's a lot, bro.
And it was spread between a bunch of different athletes, and they were trying to scam. But it's like, and then the media tried to say, "Oh, these kids are at Jackson State. They're one of Deion Sanders' players is criminals," and it's like, whoa. The crimes in question happened at USC, not Jackson State. They transferred to Jackson State because they wanted to be on the clout train, get the heat off them, and then they could go to somewhere like Jackson State and actually play. Somebody's in the comments, though. So. But, no, there you go.
Okay, you can't talk while I go to the comment section?
Nah, I was just saying, personally, what they did was wrong, but I just don't think
Happy holidays, Mama Berry.
Yeah, happy holidays. I just don't think you throw away these young men like that.
Kenny's still mad. That's why his happy holidays was half-assed.
It's been a long day. It's raining. I'm tired. But nah, and Spider-Man, but like 30 counts, bro. That's ridiculous. 30 counts. They're going to need a really good lawyer. Also, the Pac-12 is going to have its first ever alumni council to help improve the conference. Zach Ertz and Brandon Cooks are on it.
So a bunch of old players just trying to get money to do nothing but show up.
Allegedly.
Okay. Got it.
Allegedly.
Got it.
The more you talk, I feel like I have to keep saying allegedly.
I'm just saying, like, what are they actually going to do?
Allegedly.
What is it? What solutions are a bunch of washed out NFL busts?
Brandon Cooks has almost 1,000 yards receiving this year.
Okay.
Again. He's like at 945.
Again, another player that you slandered that I've always been a big Brandon Cooks guy.
I did not slander him. I said you slandered him.
You slandered Brandon Cooks a lot, dog.
I slandered him in New England.
Dog, you slandered Brandon Cooks.
No, I said he's the most expendable dude on the team. Yes, you'll know he'll get 1,000 yards receiving, but his contract is just
Anyways,
every team will move his contract.
I digress.
Just because they can.
All I'm trying to say is
what he has like 5 1,000-yard receivings with different franchises.
I'm not saying anything. I'm a Brandon Cooks guy. I don't know why you're trying to say.
You didn't watch Oregon State play, bro.
Okay, I've seen enough in the
saw
draft
Mike
to be like,
play.
oh,
That's
that guy's good.
the last Biletnikoff winner you watched.
That guy's good.
Marcus Wheaton.
Anyways, Marcus Wheaton won the Biletnikoff?
No, he didn't. He came before Brandon Cooks, though.
I was going to say, good Lord. Anyways, the point I was trying to make is it doesn't take a rocket scientist to see what the Pac-12 needs. Stop playing all those late-ass games.
PC3.
Those Thursday and Friday night games.
Have more noon kickoffs.
Have more noon kickoffs.
Or just pick a day of the week you're going to dominate that nobody else can.
Have your teams play each other all. Forget. Stop trying to travel to the SEC. Just play each other. Play a full schedule. Fuck it. And keep your talent.
So a wide network on the West Coast. A wide network of talent and resources.
Keep the talent on the West Coast.
Teams that can play each other so they can just boost up their rankings by staying on the West Coast and beating quality teams.
And honestly, probably lowered the academic eligibility.
A little bit. Just a little bit. But PC3. Honestly, I feel like you don't need. There's plenty of schools that don't have
my point
high APIs.
My point is though, the whole thing I'm trying to say is like, what is these old heads really gonna do? Like, what are they really gonna do? Like, what are they gonna suggest that fans can't suggest, that current players can't suggest, that media can't suggest? Like, seems to me like the Pac-12 is just kind of cop out of accountability. Like, oh, let's bring in these other guys to solve our problem. You know what your problems are. Just fix them. Like, you don't need to bring in someone from the outside to tell you your house is dirty. Clean your own damn house. It's not that complicated, guys. All right, moving on. Touchdown or turnover? What's next?
I just read that story.
What's next?
It is Take Your Tangent, by the way. So the Seahawks lost to the Rams 20-10. DK, Metcalf, and Russell Wilson are looking further and further apart. Somebody's getting traded. But take your tangent. Russell Wilson, a take or tangent on Russell Wilson's first losing season of his career and potentially his last in Seattle. For those of you who watched and listened to the show, this is the part where we predict some shit that's going to happen 2 months from now, and then nobody will give us credit for it. Go ahead.
I'll just say this. I think it's time for them to trade Russell Wilson, get draft picks, maybe even Bobby Wagner, get some draft picks, and you really got to just build that team back up again. Like, you got to start with the offensive line. You got to get your corners right. These positions that you've been trying to fix for, 5 to 7 years, actually fix them. And that way, the other positions, your front seven, which has kind of been a revolving door for the past 3 years, maybe they'll actually have a chance with better scheme and better players around them. Because, they have found talent there. Even on the players that we've thought they've taken too high or players that they found late, they develop in Seattle still. It's just it hasn't been at the positions that they need, which is corner and line and keeping their running backs healthy, even the receivers. But shoot, man, get it. Yeah, I think Seattle just needs a rebuild, period. And I think Russell Wilson is the best trade piece you got. Get a few draft picks. You got enough receiver talent there to build around a young QB. Get a young QB in there, not a Derek Carr or anyone like that. Just Do it all over again. Because now all those guys are going to start being veterans. And who knows, maybe you catch a window sooner than later.
I'm just going to say this, and I said it to Phil Jones in this Twitter Spaces, and I said it last week. I've been saying it for about a month now. Derek Carr, Josh Jacobs, a first or a second. Probably a first because it's Russell Wilson. Actually, no, you don't give up a first. You give up a second-round pick, a fourth-round pick, Josh Jacobs, and Derek Carr for Russell Wilson and Bobby Wagner. Jordan Brooks can be the future of that defense, and they can build through the draft because linebacker ain't really their issue. It's everything else. If you give Josh Jacobs, a dude who you will give 25 carries a game to in Seattle, and running backs who run tough and run hard and don't run away from people and bully you in the run game, are perfect in cold weather cities like Seattle. He ain't Marshawn Lynch, but he'd be somewhere in between, like a generation splice of Marshawn and Sean Alexander without the talent but running hard. And that would be a perfect piece you could build around. You have Carr, you got to re-sign him, and Pete Carroll will talk.
I don't want to see Josh Jacobs jump cutting into 3 defenders because
they will just run
their
the ball.
guards can't block.
Their guards can run block. Their line can run block. If you put Josh Jacobs and Derek Carr in that offense, DK has to get the ball. Tyler Lockett has to get the ball. Their tight ends, Derek Carr will find a tight end he'll latch on to. And then you got other running backs in the passing game, but you will have a bell cow, and you don't have to start all the way over because you have Derek Carr who will do whatever Pete Carroll says. And yeah, you lose Bobby Wagner, but then you gain the influence that his power vacuum, leaves behind. So Jordan Brooks
Your trade's putting me to sleep, man.
So when I told you that Jalen Ramsey was going to get traded, did that put you to sleep? Oh yeah, you said the same thing.
No, I just totally disregarded it.
And it happened the exact way I told you. I said first they're going to trade Marcus Peters to get the cap space and the picks to show Jacksonville they're serious. Oh, they have a void at corner now? Hey, Jalen Ramsey, we'll trade for you. You play this 1 year, and then we'll resign your deal. And what do you know what happened? Bobby Wagner, aging on a Raiders defense, is the best linebacker they have. Russell Wilson.
Nobody wants Bobby Wagner or Russell Wilson.
He's a Pro Bowler. He's a future Hall of Fame linebacker, and you're on drugs. You're smoking crack.
They're both hurt.
You're on fentanyl.
Okay, can you finish your take so we can move on?
You and William DeFlo
I'm getting cranky.
I don't know what you're smoking on, but you need to stop it.
Top 5s.
Definitely not top 5s. So Breeshan Breeland essentially got kicked off the Vikings after arguments with teammates and players at practice. They cut his ass.
He's going to go back to the Chiefs.
Imagine.
Probably.
He's bounced around so many different teams. He was on the WTFs. Yeah, I could see him going back to Kansas City. Or ended up, I don't know, I feel like somehow, I don't think he's going to end up on the Patriots, but he's going to end up on a contending AFC team, for sure. So, the Lamar Jackson versus Tyler Huntley, totally media-created, controversy. Do you have a take or tangent?
I thought they were starting Brett Hundley until I saw he wasn't light-skinned and tall as fuck. And
Tyler Huntley?
Trash.
Utah?
No, I know. But at first, when I first saw it, I was just like, Brett Hundley's still in the league?
Yeah, exactly.
And that's what I said. I was like, Brett Hundley's still in the league?
I think he's on somebody's practice squad.
But no, I mean, he played well. He's played well the past 2 weeks. He's still not Lamar. He'd probably be the first one to tell you that.
Even though he beat him in high school.
Gives Baltimore a good trade chip. Right?
Yeah, but he's on a 1-year deal.
I mean, I think it also explains why they were ready to let go of RG3.
That makes sense.
Had him in the pipeline.
I mean, shout out to them for properly having backups at every position, even quarterback, who can come in and be. I did not think the Ravens were going to be that competitive against the Packers last week. I thought the Packers were going to put the clamps down, and Mark Andrews ran wild. And Tyler Huntley did what he did at Utah, which I think really was underappreciated because he had 19 or 20 touchdowns.
But that's where Seattle's kind of at right now. Is like where Baltimore was when they took Lamar. It's like, yeah, you have Joe Flacco. He's won you a Super Bowl, and Russ is probably still way better than Joe Flacco. But
what do you mean probably? Definitely.
But I'm just saying, you have a Super Bowl winning quarterback, yes, but you also have that Super Bowl winning contract, and you have a lot of holes, and the culture isn't the same. Like, you need a player, you need a playmaker who can come in there and re-energize things in a way that, hey, this guy who was here with us when things were great can't, if that makes sense.
I mean, simply put, the Ravens just know how to draft. And if I'm the Las Vegas Raiders, I am most definitely. Hold on, wait.
All right, can you stop adding shit to the rundown as we go?
Don't add me. What the hell did they write? That's sick. Kenny looking thicker than a Snicker.
Wow. You are looking pretty thick.
What the fuck? Bro. It's because I ate. I'm not flushed anymore. No, I just moved. I'm going to just let you read that.
I can't read that shit.
My grandson, Isaiah, is watching the podcast. I moved the phone. He slapped me. Yeah, my nephew is very physically, he's physical. He's already kicking and slapping and punching people. It's a problem. It's a serious problem.
Glad he got your sociopath gene.
What the fuck? Sociopath? That's disrespectful. It's the winter coat. You ready to join the Raiders D-line? I'm actually wearing a Boise State sweatshirt.
Who got you that sweatshirt?
Pete did. Really did. They really did. And they got their ass kicked because they have no offense this year.
Is that Georgia nose tackle going to be as good as they say he is?
For 2 years. I'm never taking somebody that big. And no, the Kansas City Chiefs, don't at me, do not need to take Jordan Davis. He said, don't ever lift your sweater again. Relax, bro. Relax.
All right, can we move on without you adding stuff?
I didn't add it. I just moved one
thing.
You
added 7 things.
No, it was already
You added 7 things.
Chris Godwin tore his ACL for the Buccaneers.
Great.
Seriously? You're not worried about the Bucs repeating as champions? He might not get paid now. Oh, so now Chris Godwin was your guy this whole fucking time, and he tears his ACL. Now you don't care about him anymore? You're a scumbag.
It's not even that. It's the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, man. We always have a reason to talk about the Bucs for this podcast.
Wow. I mean,
tired of talking about them.
So the Raiders are going to definitely throw a bunch of money at Chris Godwin in the offseason? Got it. Okay. And lastly, your favorite guy.
But I do feel bad for him in the contract year for sure. But it's he's still going to get money.
The Chiefs are definitely overrated.
Saints will probably give him a shit ton of money when Michael Thomas forces his way out finally.
Wow, that's disrespectful.
Because you could see that happening.
He said Chris went from Godwin to limping. You're going to hell. Yeah, whoever's don't at me TV.
Yeah.
That was corny, and you're just mean.
That was mean.
That was very mean. That man worked his ass off from Penn State to.
You try being the receiver from Penn State
and making it in the NFL, and then he actually was a legit beast. He can run every route. Like, that's so disrespectful, man. Like, leave Chris Godwin alone. Why are you making me defend Big Ten receivers so much? But, yeah, so your favorite player, Jonathan Abrams, is out for the year with the shoulder injury. Oh, he's your favorite guy. Talk about him. You liked him coming out of college.
Huh?
Now you ain't got nothing to say about Mr. Salmon.
I'm more of a Mo-Ring guy now.
So you're just totally gonna ignore the fact that
I never liked
Jonathan Abrams leads the team in tackles
Abrams.
almost. He's second on the team in tackles. He has 116 total tackles.
Mark Barron? Oh, what? Sorry. My bad.
No, I said Abrams, who can't.
Oh, my
really
bad.
cover a lot of
They
game.
were talking about Deontay Buchanan.
Deion Buchanan.
Deion Buchanan, yeah.
Nobody ever says his name right.
Or who was that Cardinals linebacker?
Adrian Wilson.
No, other one.
He ran War 24. He was before
the one
Deion
who got
Buchanan.
suspended out the league.
Oh, Washington.
Yeah,
Out of TCU,
Yeah.
Daryl Washington.
Daryl Washington. There you go.
That was sad. He was actually nice though.
Yeah, he was. I just wanted to remember him.
Always got him in Madden. I should get him for a steal in Madden.
What was the trash? Not from the same era as Adrian Wilson, but for the Jets.
Aaron Elam?
No, he was a safety.
It was a couple of them. Jeremiah Bell?
No,
Apparently he was not.
Calvin Pryor.
Calvin Pryor was a total bust out of Louisville.
But there was another one too.
Too many to count. And I know who you're talking about. And it wasn't Jabril Gibson because he was with the Giants. Kerry Rhodes? Kerry Rhodes
There
was
you
nice.
go.
That was a big-ass safety. He was like 6'3", 240.
He was alright. He was kind of trash.
He was good for a while, and then he became trash. But yeah, touchdown or turnover. Let's do this.
Jonathan Abrams out. How was that a touchdown? How is that anything?
No, bro. Taker Tangent was Jonathan Abrams. We just,
okay.
we're done and over with that. So touchdown or
All right,
turnover.
I'm going to go first. First off, your favorite team, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, signed Le'Veon Bell after...
How you just going to forget the best one first?
Because that's yours.
Fair enough.
Because Leonard Fournette is most likely done for the playoffs.
With the hamstring injury?
Yep. So, touchdown or turnover, Le'Veon back on the bus.
Turnover. Le'Veon Bell ain't done shit but run his mouth.
Damn.
And I think Jake Paul would knock him out.
Damn.
Even though I think Jake Paul...
You lying as fuck,
I think
bro.
Jake Paul did fucking steroids or whatever.
I think he fixed the fight. I think the fight was fixed, bro.
Who walks into a knockout like that? Even when you see he gets hit, it's like, your guard should have been up. He should.
The Paul brothers just got to
seen,
fight each other.
You see this? No, you should have seen that punch coming.
That's what we want to see. Just
if
you want to legitimize the sport,
at the side of your head, you should see that coming.
You want to legitimize yourself in the sport. Just let those two just slug it out.
But no, that's dumb.
They don't want to cannibalize their business. I get it, but still.
It's like the Klitschko brothers never fighting each other. Oh, make our mom sad. No, we would find out one of you is good and one of you ain't.
Yeah.
You both suck.
Yeah, basically.
Let's just be real. If he can get Jorge Masvidal to sign on that fucking $20 million fight, and then he beats Masvidal in a boxing match, UFC's done. Jake Paul is not only doing that, but he's getting female boxers paid. He's doing what boxing just neglects to do, and look out for American female fighters. He's getting female boxers paid.
Yes.
He's getting people bags.
And that's why it'll be bad.
It's boxers who are locked into slave deals at PBC, Top Rank, and everywhere else.
But that's why it'll be bad if it comes out that they are fixing the fights or predetermining the outcome.
It's brilliant. Exhibitions happen all the time, and no one respects his 5-0 record. I mean, if Jake Paul can knock out Tyron Woodley, that means anybody can train long enough for, let's say, a year or 2 years and knock out a UFC fighter. And honestly, I think Woodley was pulling his punches. I think if he really wanted to hurt Jake Paul, he would have done it. If Mayweather really wanted to hurt Logan Paul, he would have knocked his ass out. Because at one point, he hit him and held him up in the ring. If you forget, he hits him and then holds him up. If these cats really if they really wanted to knock Jake Paul out, he would do it. And when Jake Paul kept saying, I'm gonna knock him the fuck out, I'm gonna put him to sleep, Ari. The former MMA or the MMA reporter's like, I'm gonna knock him the fuck out. I'm like, bro, I think you should be drug tested. I don't think if you had to do Olympic style drug testing, you would pass. So I don't count these fights as legitimate. I count them as money grabs. I just count them as money grabs. And I 100% support the Pauls exploiting boxing for this. Like they've been exploiting fans for years with some of these bullshit fights, these bullshit belts they make up. And actually, yes, I think Canelo was one of the most overrated fighters of all time.
Well, honestly, I don't disagree with what Le'Veon was saying, but yeah, he should just get his ass in the ring. Just let's see.
Frank Gore got his ass beat by Darren
Speaking of which, your
Ron
boy
Williams
Ronald
beat
Jones, he's getting a bigger opportunity with Fournette out.
My fantasy team needs it.
I would take a look at Todd Gurley if I was them. I mean, if you're going to bring in Le'Veon Bell,
how do you not bring in Todd Gurley?
Gurley's got to have more juice than Bell.
Gurley ran a faster 40 time before he got his knee destroyed. I don't know why everyone just said fuck Todd Gurley. Like, does he have dirt on somebody? Like, Todd Gurley deserves better than this. I want to see him just get signed by the Patriots.
It'll be a sick 30 for 30 on Todd Gurley and Boogie Cousins.
That might make me cry a little bit.
Todd Gurley's the Boogie Cousins of the NFL.
Yeah. It'll be like worse than when you cried during Spider-Man.
I didn't cry.
You definitely cried. You cried during the movie.
All right. Last one for me, and then you can get through yours. Nick Bosa off of ACL. Top 3 in sacks. Got the 49ers relevant in the playoff mix again.
They just lost to the Titans.
So are they out?
They're pretty much stuck in the 7th seed. I'm going to go back to sleep if you fucking mention Nick Bosa's name again on this fucking podcast.
So,
bum ass out of here.
Touchdown or turnover, Nick Bosa as the comeback player of the year.
That's a huge turnover.
Who is it then?
Think about it. Think long and hard.
Not Cam.
It's definitely not Cam.
Joe Burrow?
You're getting warmer. I like how you're thinking.
Who else?
Think about who else is having a really big year.
Matt Stafford?
Close.
Pretty much Quinn?
You're pretty much on fire.
I guess.
Bottom line is, if it's going to be comeback player of the year,
you got to be over 28.
You're either a quarterback.
You got to be 30.
You're either a quarterback or you're Nick Bosa.
But you just said he's not going to win it.
But I'm saying they would have to bypass all the worthy candidates to give it to a guy who was already a Pro Bowler while he was hurt. He was on the way. He was having an All-Pro season in the middle. Like, once he tore his ACL, it wasn't like, oh, he was a nobody before he got hurt. Oh, what's up, TG and Latinx? What's up, y'all? Hola, ¿cómo estás? Bien.
She said, konnichiwa.
Really, fam? You said konnichiwa. I should slap the shit out of you. But, yeah, you can't give it to Bosa. He was a Pro Bowler before. So what did you come back from, bro?
Poverty.
When was Bosa's family ever poor, bro?
Being canceled?
When do white people get canceled? Please tell me when. If white people get canceled, why is Joe Biden in office? All right, then. Boom. Why was Trump in office? Boom. See? I can just keep going all day.
All right. Continue. Your turn now.
But yeah, Nick Bosa, they can't give it to him. They got to give it to Joe Burrow. That's just the smart thing to do.
Didn't he win Offensive Rookie of the Year last year?
He got hurt his second year in the league.
Okay, but I'm just saying, how do you win? How do you go from
he was a rookie 2 years ago.
I'm just saying.
Pretty sure he was a rookie 2 years ago.
Nah, he was a rookie last year.
Well, then he's definitely winning comeback player of the year this year. If he gets to 30 touchdowns and they have 8 wins and they somehow win the AFC North, or
8 wins, they're gonna win the AFC North.
No, with 10 wins. Whoever gets to 10 wins, but they're 8-6 right now. So if the Bengals somehow win out, they win the AFC North. You have to give him that. The Niners can't win the NFC West. It's impossible mathematically since they lost tonight, unless the Rams lose, which they're not losing. But speaking of the Bengals, so Chad Johnson replied back to Joe Burrow and said that Cincinnati isn't boring because, they're on lockdown because the fucking Omnibot, Omicron, Omarion, Icebox for my heart used to be variant is on the loose. And they're like, well, there's really not much to do in Cincinnati, Ohio. So people are going to be coming to games or watching the games, which is good in a sense. But, there's not much to do in Ohio. And he's like, nope, there's a McDonald's on blah, blah, blah. And then he was like, he was being funny and facetious and saying like, there's dope spots in Cincinnati. It's dope that like Chad feels that way. But, I mean, touchdown or turnover.
It's a turnover because what's in Baton Rouge and Columbus, Ohio?
I mean, they're not in Columbus.
I'm just saying.
You're talking about Ohio State and LSU. I get it.
Yeah. Just saying.
Cincinnati.
Just saying. What's in those areas other than
the college football team?
Other than college football, sharecropping, exploitation, and underage
millennial
drunk
sharecropping,
and underage drunk women.
Damn.
Just saying.
Damn. Spoken like
and I'm sure the University of Cincinnati has plenty of that since, they're relevant.
They're about to get their shit clapped. They're about to get their shit pushed in by Alabama. That's not fair. Alabama's going to do things to them they're never going to forget and going to wish they could never remember. Like, Alabama's going to beat the dog shit out of Cincinnati. If Cincinnati upsets Alabama, I would be the most shocked. I'd be more shocked than when Utah beat the shit out of Alabama that year when they had Julio and Draco Patrick and all them cats. I would be totally shocked if Cincinnati pulls this off. I think Desmond Ridder is like really just a more athletic Dak Prescott, but underdeveloped. I don't think he's the passer Dak Prescott was, but it's Cincinnati, and like I think they have to get another quarterback and then be offensively dope for me to believe in them. Luke Fickell's doing a great job there. But
all right, man, 2 more.
Yeah. All right, Shedeur Sanders, Jackson State QB, and Jerry Rice winner for. Pretty much the freshman of the year, the HBCU college ranks. He said he knew 5-star prospect Travis Hunter would sign with Jackson State because of a TikTok video they did. Touchdown or turnover.
I mean, I guess that's the age we're in, and the age of Instagram collabs. The age of the NIL, so I shouldn't really be surprised. Like, just like when Twitter came along, they had to figure out new rules. When blogging came around, when Instagram and Facebook, when all that shit came around, they had to figure something out. And guess what? Now they have to do that with this shit. So that's where it's at.
Imagine picking a school because you did a TikTok with the starting QB who's the son of a Hall of Fame player, and y'all hit it off, and like that's one of the reasons why. Like, how many TikToks are they going to be? I feel like football teams should be banned from doing TikToks. It's not building up enough toughness, as far as I'm concerned. Like, I'm not going to go as far as
old right now.
I'm not going to go as far as bum ass Mater Dei in the Archdiocese of California. Pretty much, hopefully I don't get taken out for saying this, but they're pretty much doing the cowardly thing and not talking about all the abuse scandals. Because apparently the freshman, got his head fractured open, his fucking skull fractured behind a girl. An upperclassman got mad because he pulled a girl or some shit like that, and that's why they beat him up and then extorted him and saying, if you tell anybody that we fucked you up, we'll show everybody in the school, which is a form of revenge porn, by the way. You can't beat the shit out of somebody and then threaten them with revealing the picture of you beating the shit out of them. And then the coaches are all in on it. It's just real nasty at modern day. But, yeah, the fact that we're at the point of the spectrum, the multiverse of college football, it's finally all breaking open. And now you got cats literally signing on because they did a TikTok with somebody. And TikTok is really just YouTube plus Vine multiplied by Snapchat.
All right, last one.
That's what that is. Oh, yeah, so Tom Brady threw a hissy fit like a little bitch after throwing the game-losing and costing the Buccaneers the game against the New Orleans Saints last week. They lost 9-0. He threw 2 picks. Chauncey Gardner. I want to say Wilson. I always forget his extra last name. But
I think it's Chauncey Gardner Johnson.
There we go, yeah. Safety formerly out of Florida. He fell in the draft. He's supposed to be a first-round pick, but he felt like the 5th round, I think. Great find for the Saints, but he stared down Tom Brady after picking him off, and Tom Brady looked at the iPad and then threw it. Was pissed off, and then Gardner Johnson said he was gonna on Twitter said he was gonna get him another iPad for the holidays.
Yeah, man, the Saints were my defense this week, and not having a quarterback, they pretty much compensated for that, putting up 18 points. And the dude I was going against was real upset. He's like, man, I can't believe you started them against the number 1 offense and they put up that many points. And I was like, they did it earlier in the season too when I played against you. Unfortunately, I got scared and benched them. Otherwise, I would have won that first game, even without Lamar. Anyways, point is, the Saints got Brady's number, at least in the regular season. And shout out to Marcus Williams, Eleanor Roosevelt, great. And yeah, the Saints somehow keep finding a way to win. And I will not watch that fucking Kevin James movie. Actually, I might watch it, just out of hate.
You're going to watch it.
Probably. Like, when I saw that preview, I didn't even think it was real, honestly. I was like, is this like a parody of like a parody movie trailer? Like, what is going on here? This looks terrible. Sean Payton really signed off on this? But hey, I guess it's better than another fucking Judeo-Christian framed David versus Goliath high school football movie. Right?
I just hope they never make another Rudy.
They probably will. And it will probably be a girl.
And she's a kicker? Because, you know.
What's a female name for Rudy?
It'll probably be a comedy. Nah, it'll be a girl named Rudy. But her real name's Trudy.
All right, let's get to the rants.
All right, you want to go first?
You go first.
All right, so I don't know if it's just been like because apparently December 21st, apparently that means it's like December 21st was the longest day of the year based off the moon and waves and shit. So between December 21st and December 21st and December 25th are considered the longest days of the year based off astronomy. So go look it up. I'm not an astronomer, but I read some shit and a bunch of different places, and it confirmed it. Like
astrology or astronomy?
Astronomy, not astrology. But that's a whole different. Astrology is a little bit different. Yeah. So normally, especially in years past, I never really gave a fuck about Christmas because I hinted at it earlier. No, never had a Christmas I didn't appreciate.
That's someone would not allow it to say.
Nah, pretty much got whatever gifts I wanted as a kid.
I'm just saying.
Motherfucker.
That doesn't mean you gave gifts.
I was a kid. I mean,
I'm not trying to say you
what
didn't
the fuck?
get no gifts, bro.
You literally just halfway fucking moonwalked in.
I'm just saying.
What's that?
All I'm saying
I gave the
is,
gift of being a fucking.
All I'm saying is, if you're not rich, Christmas is an anxious time because you have to spend more money, or you have to
Actually, it's different for me. I enjoy
not spend money.
I enjoy buying
even
people gifts
still.
when I have the money.
That's what I'm saying, though.
And if if I have the money and I don't know what you want, I just get you the money. That's
not a gift.
I'm at that point where
That's
like
not a
I'm
gift.
just
That's
giving.
lazy.
I'm just gifting you the money.
That's lazy.
I'm gonna just give you the money.
That's lazy.
Because
If anything, you're better off just going to eat with that person.
No, I give
and
people
spending
money,
time with them.
and I call it the fuck it fund, because it's going to be at one point in time in the year where you're just going to say fuck it.
I guess. All right, continue.
And you're going to fuck off some money, and you got this pocket of money that you got for me. You ain't got to spend this money right now, but sometime during the following year, you're going to have a fuck it moment, and you're just going to go gorge on whatever $100 I give you. And I hope in that moment when you're self-caring with that money that I got you, that you remember that I thought about you and knew that this was going to carry you. I don't know when, I don't know how, but I paid it forward to you.
Sounds kind of narcissistic, but go ahead.
I mean, that's just...
You're even smiling. You're like, I gotta do
It is. I'm not even a narcissist like that, but like I was just at the point where I'm like...
You're essentially saying you're going to make someone's year with $100.
I mean, sometimes it's more. Like, when it's a good
I'm just saying.
When it's a good year, it's more.
What I'm trying to tell you is
is
it's not about the money or the gifts. What I'm trying to say
Then
is...
shut the fuck up and don't get mad if I give you money and not a gift, because the money is the gift. So you can't say
I don't
it's not
need
about
the money.
No, I'm not saying you, but I'm saying...
I'm just saying in general.
I'm saying in general, if you give someone money as a gift, that's a gift. That's not you being cheap. That's not a cut. That's like...
So then my reversal to that is... Then just keep your fucking money, because then in that scenario,
if somebody wanted to give you a PS5
if you give me money,
or the money to buy a PS5, which one are you taking?
The PS5.
Are you fucking dumb?
Yeah, because
give me the money that you were gonna spend for the PS5.
Okay, so then you give me $500 for Christmas, and then I give you $500 for Christmas. That's fucking stupid.
Not really.
That's literally stupid.
Not really.
That's literally dumb.
Not really.
It literally defeats the whole purpose.
Some shit you need to pay.
That defeats the whole purpose
instead
of Christmas.
Buying a gift, I'm gonna give you some money, and we're just gonna do adult shit with this money. I don't care if you fuck like $200 off at a strip club and don't.
But
tell
that's what
anybody.
I'm saying. Then that's better to just go and spend time with someone, go eat, go do something, go to a game.
That's fine too.
But just giving money is like that just defeats the whole purpose.
Nah, I'm cool with giving money. I understand people who give money as gifts.
Then what's the point of even Christmas? Just give somebody money
It's a
randomly.
pagan holiday, first off.
That's what I'm saying. So just pick a random. How about do this? Just pick a random day in the fucking year and make that your Christmas, where you Venmo your friends random money. That makes more sense than waiting to fucking Christmas.
I did that before
to give people cash.
I did that before
that they're just gonna spend on other people and or give back to you.
Shouldn't you just use that money for yourself?
It's all the same pie.
No, not really.
It's all the same pie.
I'm giving you this money and you can only use it for you. This is money that you can only use to pamper
if I spend $1,000 on Christmas presents on Christmas, just in general at this time, and my friend gives me $100, cool. Hey, it's $100. I'm not trying to say I won't take $100.
Socks, my nigga.
I'll take the socks.
Socks and a scarf?
I will take the socks and the scarf.
Rather than $100. Right?
I will take the socks and the scarf. You could buy the same socks and scarf and have $50 left over. You know why? Because the socks and the scarf are going to keep me warm. They're thoughtful. You're saving me time. You're saving me effort. You're saving me delivery fees. And also, guess what? You get to keep your extra $50 and spend that on yourself instead of worrying about me and what the fuck I do in my self-care and thinking that your $100 is going to make a huge difference in my life, because it's really not.
It's not going to make a huge difference, but it might make that one small difference.
I'm not saying that it won't.
Like somebody pays for your meal.
I'm not saying that it won't.
You could have paid for it, but I mean, you still.
But what I'm saying is, in the big picture of things, it's better for you to keep it and make yourself happy and shit. In that case, then I don't even gotta get you a gift, and that saves me time. So that's what I'm saying is, if you're gonna get a gift, get a fucking gift. If you're not gonna get a gift, then don't get a gift. It's not a big deal. It's fine, whatever.
But
Nobody
if somebody
cares.
was going to give you
but
money,
it's just like giving out. Like, don't get me wrong. I'll give somebody money if I really don't know what to get them, or if I know that they want something that maybe I can't afford to pay the full thing, and I'll give them some money towards that or a gift card. But like, just giving out money is some lazy stepdad shit.
What if you surprise them with a
That's
gift
like,
and they don't like it?
Like, dog, you couldn't have even just got me a fucking ice cream sandwich from fucking 7-Eleven on your way to my Christmas party? Like,
but what if they don't like
that? Would have been more thoughtful than the $20 out of your wallet.
What if they don't like,
especially in the COVID area? You literally giving someone COVID.
Cash? Well, that's only if you're giving cash.
Okay, and now you're doing it on that. Guess what? Now you're giving another data point for me to get hacked and possibly lose my identity. So Merry fucking Christmas to me. Just because your ass couldn't stop at Walgreens and get a fucking stuffed animal like every other half-wit piece of shit. Like,
you mean half-ass? A half-ass?
Let me overcompensate with an extra green bill. Here you go, sir. Like, dog, you're gonna eat this and drink this tonight. Like, I don't need your $20. I'm good, bro. Like,
well, if you give $20,
just keep it.
That's pretty cheap.
Just keep it and have fun.
If you only give $20 as a gift to somebody, that's cheap as fuck. I'm not a child. I need more than $20.
Either way, that's fucked up.
Is a child $20.
Either way, that's
in some
fucked
aspects, unless it's like, oh, I'm buying you a ticket for a game, or I'm buying you $100, like, and you can just go fucking use whatever you want for it. I don't know. What
was the word you used?
I've gotten older, like, cash
what was the word you said?
Make more sense now. I understand it now. Like, I understand people who do cash gifts because they're just like, I don't have the fucking time or the energy.
So then don't participate.
Handcrafted gifts.
Don't participate.
I just give you cash to let you know I am thinking about you.
Don't participate. Don't get gifts. Don't give gifts.
So somebody told you to your face.
Christmas is a regular day. Christmas is a regular day for you,
somebody told you to your face, I didn't know what to get you because I feel like I don't want to get you more Raider shit that's depressing. And I'm not going to get you a crock pot because you might not use it.
Then don't give me anything.
So I'm just going to give you $100 of fuck it money.
I mean, I would take it. I'm just saying.
Thank you. So you would take it.
I'm just saying, I will take it. I will spend it. But is it really helping me?
Yes. Because you spent it.
Do I really appreciate it?
Then that makes you consider it. That kind of makes you consider it, does it not?
Not really.
So if somebody gifted you $300, and you said, well, you could have just bought me a fucking blender with this that I wanted instead of just giving me $300, you would still be mad?
I would say...
I feel like this is a poll now.
Thank you.
This is a poll.
I would say thank you for the $300, but in the situation where unless I was in dire need, like I couldn't pay my rent, and like someone was like, yeah, I know you're having trouble with your rent, here's $300 to make your life easier.
Because they had rent parties in the 60s and 70s.
I'm like, all right, cool, fine. That's thoughtful. Like, you really thought about it. You're like, this man doesn't need anything else but a roof over his head. He's struggling with that. Here's $300. Cool. But if you're just like, you think you're the fucking fucking Rockefeller, or you think you're a fucking Messiah, and you think, oh, let me bless this man with $300 and make his holiday. Like, I'm good, bro. No one was counting on your $300.
Like, when was the last time somebody gave you money?
Nobody was going to count on your $300. People give me money all the time because I'm a decent human being and I help people. So,
yo, this is an interesting take. Like, are people who gave us money as kids shitty people?
I'm telling you.
Because you got money as a kid, right?
Yeah, they definitely are.
So, oh, shit.
They definitely are.
Shit. Now we're at the heart of the matter. Oh, that's interesting. That's definitely a poll.
They definitely are.
Are you a shitty person if you just give somebody money for the holidays?
I think it's different for a birthday than a holiday.
So if I give you money for the holidays, am I a shitty person?
I think a birthday is different than a holiday, though.
No, but I got money for my birthday and the holidays.
I think the birthday falls more under the fuck it thing because, you know, it's your birthday. Fuck it. So it's a fuck it day already. Like, yeah, for sure. Here's money to fuck off. But for the holidays, it's supposed to be about forgiveness. It's supposed to be about new. It's supposed to be about thoughtfulness, caring. Like, so if you can get somebody something that they need that's going to save them time, going to the store, I guess.
It's an interesting line.
But what I'm saying is,
I get what you're saying.
Even if you need money, like that's
not your love language.
But even then, what is $100 really going to do?
Some people really appreciate that.
Okay, and I'm not saying you don't appreciate it.
They might have a Funko fetish.
But what I'm saying is, you could appreciate it but also like it still won't mean as much. Like, okay,
as a physical thing.
Socks. You clown on socks, bro, but like the truth
Everybody
is,
clowns on socks, but you motherfuckers
you need them.
need socks.
You need them. So you're
Lotion.
gonna wear socks. Let's say that whole year. Let's say you fucking wear them twice a month, right?
But do you treat socks the way
Twice
they
a
should
month.
be
Let's say
treated?
you wear them twice a month. That's 24 times, bro. That's over 200 hours you're gonna spend in them fucking socks.
Okay.
Your $100 gonna get fucked over in 45 minutes at dinner, and 15 minutes at the strip club. Shit. And
Well, it's the thought that counts,
and a
right?
10-minute Uber from SoFi on the way home. Like,
So,
okay.
so the thought
Thank
counts
you.
or no?
Thank you. Like, yeah,
Aren't those
for
things
sure.
that you use to get to other places and do other things?
For sure. Thank you. But also,
A
like,
gift is a gift. So you're saying not all gifts are made equal.
they're
You
not.
judge gifts.
They're not.
So you're a gift judger. Okay. That's good to know.
Because I'm a Taurus. Taurus gives the most thoughtful gifts.
My mom's in the chat. I'm not going to say nothing. My mom will give me a bunch of shit I need and be like, I got you a bunch of gifts. And I'll be like, thank you. And then use the shit that she got me. And I'll just be like,
I do that shit too.
use my favorite
I do
smelling.
that shit too.
You're gonna use my You got this for you, motherfucker. You just know I would use it too. See, you a fucking hypocrite too, bro. Nah. We doing a poll. If you give, who's worse? People who give you money as a gift, or people who give you a gift that they're gonna end up using after they fucking give it to you? You fucking Indian giver, bro. You're a scumbag. Yes, that's some scumbag shit. That is some scumbag shit.
But that's what I'm saying. At this point in my life, going on 30 years old, the most important thing to me, most important currency is time. So if someone can give me a
I thought
thoughtful
it was
gift.
time to transfer my money in my bank account to yours.
If someone can get me a thoughtful gift that will save me time looking for something or make my life more easy, more comfortable, that's more valuable than money, which I will probably just spend.
So if I get
On
you the
that
money
same
back
good.
that you lost from when that fucking Uber driver didn't deliver your ice cream properly, if I gave you the money to cover that expense and you still got the ice cream, you wouldn't be satisfied?
It's not that I wouldn't be satisfied.
Because you would
I
still hate
just-
the Uber driver.
I would just get the instant gratification of the money, and then that would be it. I wouldn't think anything of your gift
What's
or
the
you
difference?
ever again.
What's the difference between socks? Socks is delayed gratification. Money is instant gratification. It's still gratification. You still busting up one way or another.
It's not the same thing, though, because those socks are much better value
Long term,
and much more thought out, much more heartfelt than just money that you could get from anybody. Because that's the thing.
They're both intangible.
That's the thing, though, is like...
They're both irreplaceable.
I mean, socks are a bad example because anybody could get you socks, but anything like that
you said you like
that
socks.
you use in your everyday life is like
This is
anybody
very
can give you money, but not anybody can give you something that
Nigga,
you
anybody
actually
can get
want
you socks
or need.
Yeah, you can. If you find out what it is. If you don't want to spoil the surprise, or if they don't care, they're like, I want this for Christmas, get me this. That's one thing.
See, I don't even like people like that either.
Oh my god, you are fucking. That's ridiculous, bro. You can't just shit on all the spectrums. Be like, this is the only branch of the timeline
It's
I like.
called a gift, not getting what I want.
That's a gift.
That's not a gift.
Okay, is a lap dance a gift?
No.
Somebody paid for it, but you didn't pay for it. If somebody bought you a lap dance, is that a gift?
If somebody buys you a lap dance, is that a gift?
You're thinking way too hard, sir.
Yeah, I guess so.
All right, then. If somebody gives you a pack of gum or pays for your meal, is that a gift?
Sure, I guess. I think more of it as a gesture, but yeah.
A gesture is a gift, especially if somebody
I
gives you a
guess. But not necessarily because you're making the gesture in the hopes of getting the gesture back.
No, you don't give a
That's
gift
manners.
and expect a gift. That's just being facetious.
No, that's what I'm saying.
I can give a gift and not
gift
expect
is
a
different
gift
than
back.
a gesture.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
What
With
I'm
a
saying,
gesture,
one can be the other thing.
But a gesture, you're doing it in hopes of getting it back. That's why it's a gesture. It's
really.
like it's manners. It's being
Not
polite.
necessarily. Maybe you would just want to commit an act of good faith.
A gift is something that you don't have to do, that you choose to do
Neither is a gesture.
because you care about somebody.
Neither is a gesture. You don't have to make a gesture.
But what I'm saying is a gesture is different because it's like, yeah, you don't have to do the gesture, but you're doing the gesture to show that you're polite, you have manners, that you are looking forward to doing it again.
Well,
and
gift is
the
a
person
gesture.
doing that back.
But a gift is a gesture.
It can be.
And a gift has an intent whether you want it to or not. It's going to a gift, and it listens to a response.
What do you say? All this is coming from a place of, what's the word you use? Lack?
Maybe. I mean, I just think psychologically it's really interesting. The whole the financial side of Christmas and what we really think about gifts.
Because
That's really interesting nowadays.
My whole thing is, if you really want something, go fucking get it. Like, why are you asking for it? Why are you waiting for it? Like, save up your money, fucking get it. Like, that's always been my attitude.
I mean, Joe Budden made a perfect point. He said, what do you get the man who has everything? Bitch, a scarf. Don't just be like, oh, I'm going to just...
My boss said if I get him another shitty gift, he light it on fire. So I got him a candle.
That's just being a smart ass. But nah, I mean, in my case, like my grandfather died on December 16th, was buried December 21st, and I don't even really remember Christmas that year he died. Like, it's a blank. And for years, like, it was just kind of a sad time in my family. So, like, the 16th to the 21st, it's just always a bad time for me for whatever reason. It always rains. It's always fucking gloomy. Some shit always happens. But, like, now that, like, Isaiah's here and I'm kind of, like, I see, like, okay, I'm about to be 30. Like, you know what? I seek and thoroughly enjoy seeing people happy during the holidays. I try to make a point to reach out to people if I haven't talked to them a lot during the year, to talk to them. I try to, like, if I know somebody's really lonely during the holidays and they don't usually reach out to people, I try to reach out to them first to see if they're okay, because you never know when that phone call might save somebody's life. But yeah, like, I'm more grateful for being happy at the end of the year. Like, it's been 25 years since my grandfather passed. Like, I'm pretty much over it. Like, as far as the trauma side, it's more of like, I think about all the times they tried, like, people in my family said, okay, yeah, he's gone, but let's try to reinforce the positive things about this time of year. And I just, now that I'm older and I think about gifts, and what does a gift mean at 4, at 8, compared to 29? Like, your hierarchy of needs is different. And is a gift really a gesture, or is it just a form of indoctrination that you're passing on to somebody else as like a social contract? Is a gift really a gift to you anymore, or is it just some shit you expect? Like, is it a gesture you expect in your own way? I don't know. I just find it, like, my mom don't like buying shit. My mom don't like receiving gifts. Like, if it's a heartfelt gift, she'll take it, but she's like, I don't really want a lot. So, like, when you get her something, I get her, like, 1 or 2 things, but then she'll get me, like, 100 things, and then use half of them again. But, yeah, that's just interesting to me. That's really all I got. And this whole situation with COVID and the NFL is bullshit. The Raiders got shafted by all those rules. And now the Omicron and everything is, like, kicking up. And literally, rest in peace, Roggie Roper. He was the QB, highly touted QB, who died during surgery. It was, like, problems with the anesthesia. And, yeah, it's really sad, you know, young life like that, dying during surgery. Life is precious. Remember that. And lastly, just take care of yourself, man, during the holidays. Like, don't do anything drastic out there. Like, try to reach out to people. And if you don't have somebody, be grateful that you're still here. Like, be happy that you're here, because nobody really knows what's on the other side. And at least you have right now while you're living and breathing, things can always change, and you're loved. So, yeah, that's it for me.
All right, man. Well, it's been a crazy week for me. Week 3 of my new job. Continuing to learn, continuing to grow. It's been very challenging, but also very fun. Outside of that, got some time. Watch the Kid Cudi documentary. If you haven't gotten a chance to watch it, go watch it. It's pretty inspiring. It's fun. It's well done. The music, the videos, the footage, it's all great. You could see how he really believed in himself, even when everyone thought he was a weirdo and off base, and see how his influences and inspirations really came outside of hip-hop, which is really the essence of hip-hop. Taking something that's old and making it new again and better and different. That's really what hip-hop is. So it's a great movie, and you can see he, not to spoil it, but essentially he just ends the documentary with, like, when I came out, it was all about chains and being hard and partying and all this stuff, and nobody was talking about their emotions, and now you can't get a deal without talking about your emotions. And he just says, "You're welcome," and just starts laughing, and then the tape cuts. It's a perfect ending. I also watched the HBO Max documentary on Juice WRLD, which was pretty crazy. It's probably like the most drugs I've ever seen in a documentary. It was really good, though. It was very raw. A lot of footage of him with his homies and his friends and his girl, and just felt very real and authentic. But to an extent, it was also just hard to watch because you're watching someone who's so young, so talented, so brilliant, and you just know where the train is going. And all the people around him, I mean, they know where it's going too, but they're enjoying the ride, and it's like nobody's stopping him. And I don't really blame them because, even he's talked about it and people close to him have talked about it. It's like they're one and the same, for everything that he made that was a hit. It's like the things he was talking about were real. Like, it wasn't just, like, he really felt that way. He felt anxious. He felt depressed. He felt lonely. He felt scared. He felt everything that people feel, except for on a much bigger stage because he was really becoming a superstar so fast. And, it was really sad to see because, it's like people, we all know somebody like that, or we have known someone like that. It's like the people who party the hardest are usually running away from the biggest demons. And, you definitely see that with that movie. And comparing it to the Cudi movie, it's like the Cudi doc just kind of breezed over his darker times. Like, they talked about it, but they just kind of were like, yeah, it happened, blah, 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 and that was it. Now, with Juice's WRLD, like, that's all you see. Like, he didn't have a chance to move past that and mature and be able to look back on it and say, yeah, it wasn't that big of a deal. Like, I got through it. I went to rehab. I learned about, Juice was just really starting to get to the point where he was ready to start cutting back, but it was just too far. Like, he even called himself a junkie. And, like, he did it when it was good. He did it when it was bad. So it was just hard for people to really know the difference. But, yeah, it's a great flick. Really, both of them are really worth watching. And I think the other thing that I kind of took away from it is, like, man, is this how it would have been if Kurt Cobain just had smartphones? Like, all his people just had smartphones and all his fans had smartphones and you just saw everything? Like, how does that compare to this? Like, were they, on a similar path? Like, what happened? Or, even with Cudi, it's like, well, what if there were more people around him? Like, would it have been worse? Would it have been better? I don't know. But needless to say, I think the message that you can take away from both of those is that you just gotta put your mind to whatever it is you're gonna do. Put your heart on it. Believe in it, even when nobody else does. And you'll be great at it. And you can manifest exactly what you want, even when entire industries are preying on your downfall. All right, man. So with that, thank you for listening. You can find this podcast on YouTube, the Speaker app, the Good News app, touchdownsandtangents.com, your favorite podcast app, Esquire Foods, FBC Radio, et cetera, et cetera.
And don't ever believe Jay-Z when he says nobody can beat him in a fucking verses, because Dwayne Carter would mop the fucking floor with Jay-Z in the verses. Like, first off,
Future fans entered the chat as well.
Nah, Future can't fuck with Jay-Z. That's just
in Atlanta, though?
No. Lil Wayne is Atlanta.
In a strip club?
Lil Wayne is the whole fucking South, bro. Like, you know how much shit you would connect to Lil Wayne? And Lil Wayne's actually, Lil Wayne stopped his run and gave the baton to Drake. It's like if Kobe said, you know what? Nah, let me stop.
I think you'd be surprised. I think you'd be surprised.
Who did like?
I think you'd
Kanye
be surprised.
Revived Jay-Z's career.
I'm telling
Kanye
you.
would beat Jay-Z in a verse.
Kanye would beat Jay-Z.
Get the fuck out of here.
I think you'd be surprised at Future how he would hang with Jay-Z.
He wouldn't,
because Future has a lot of features.
It would be a good fight, but
Future has a lot of features too. Don't forget that.
Yeah, but it gets to a point where it's like, is it your song or is it somebody else's? And you're just
you could say the same thing for
Jay-Z. It's like Ty Dolla $ign could never do a verses, because guess what? Ty Dolla $ign's best verses are on other people's songs, not his own shit.
I mean, 2 Chainz and Rick Ross did, and that shit was
2
filled
Chainz
with
and Rick
features.
Ross have plenty of albums, fire albums. You're being disrespectful.
Okay, but they played a lot of features because that's
that's the feature game. But I'm saying Jay-Z would play his shit and then try to big time.
Nah, he played some features.
Yeah, but
he played Pound Cake, bro. He played Watch the Throne. He played some other shit with Kanye. He played fucking some shit out the Black Album.
He would play
He would play shit with features.
He would play
bro.
The Watcher.
Get the fuck out of here.
He would play The Watcher by Dr.
The fuck
Dre.
out of here.
But I'm saying, I'm not gonna sit up here and act like Jay-Z is this holy
shit. Dre might even take him with only 2 albums, bro. Stop it.
Dre? Which Dre we talking about?
Dr. Dre.
Oh yeah, Dr. Dre can. But that's the thing. Dr. Dre did so much music with everybody that's a producer battle, not an artist battle. That's not fair. And Diddy can't fuck with Dre in any real form or fashion. But yeah, I just had to point that out there. Like, y'all better put some fucking respect on Lil Wayne's name. He stopped his run to create Drake and Nicki Minaj, and put the rocket in their back, and now they got Hall of Fame Raptors. Don't be fucking disrespectful to Lil Wayne. Sometimes he be cooning. Sometimes he be saying wild, stupid shit. But you know what he didn't do? Fuck his artists over. That's what he didn't do.
Kanye and fucking Jay-Z.
Kanye
is Aaron Rodgers?
And Jay-Z is Brett Favre?
Damn.
Arguably.
Damn. Holy shit.
Athletes want to be entertainers. Entertainers want to be athletes.
All right, man. Well, we're out. Have a great week. Merry Christmas. See you guys on the other side of Christmas, right before the new year. Cheers.
And apparently I'll be on a dope-ass podcast this Saturday at 3:30, so tap in.
Are you on it or are you hanging out? Because I'm confused.
I'm going to be, like, pulling
adjacent?
up. I'm going to be on it.
Adjacent
I'm going to be adjacent on it.
You going to hunch it?
Yeah. I'm not going to troll it, though.
All right, man. Peace.
Peace.
Ain't no love in the heart of the city.
I'm saying, if he play that, Lil Wayne just going